Alaska forecast brought to you by Batteries Plus. Some overcast today and expected showers. It's going to reach around 46 right now. It is 38 degrees.
All right, so I'm really excited to talk to these next cats. All right, they are international film stars. They're huge. And that's why they are on the Anchorage, Alaska morning show, because the pinnacle of their career, they're like, you know what? Before we go, we have got to go to market 163 and go on their morning show.
Them goddamn Aussie race boys are in town. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna teach them a thing or two about racing, boy.
For our first season of Aussie Racer, the crew and myself have been trekking all over our beautiful country, competing in as many disciplines of racing as humanly possible. Well, as many as our humble budget has allowed us. For many of these challenges, I've had to train or learn something completely new, and often that is way out of my comfort zone.
All right, we got another half an hour before dragon boating.
Mate. Since we're in between seasons, I thought we should visit one unique event for this special Aussie Racer Challenge. Now, this event isn't in the usual places like the dusty outback tracks and the lush forests of the Victorian Alps. This is somewhere that when I first laid my eyes on it, completely blew my mind. And why did it blow my mind? Because for this two-part special of Aussie Racer, we're in Alaska. Since we've travelled so far from our usual stomping grounds, I'm going to take you on more of a journey than our usual shows. And when we reach the end of this journey, I'm going to team up with a very special guest and we're going to compete in one of Alaska's most famous and unique races, an event called Arctic Man. And what's more special is that this year, Arctic Man is celebrating their 30th anniversary.
Well, in 1985, I used to come up with my buddies, and I brought a bunch of ski buddies up here, and we were sitting in the bar one night, and I said to the guy, hey, let's take a bet. I think I got $100 I can kick your guy's ass off the top of first aid. I mean, off the top of $10 first aid. I won that bet, put $300 in my pocket, and 30 years later, here we are.
Now, Arctic Man is held in the Hoodoo Mountains, north of Paxton, in the centre of Alaska. It's essentially a 6-day party, and in the middle of it, they have this crazy race. The event attracts around 15,000 people. That's enough to consider Arctic Man the 5th largest populace in Alaska. The race itself is short, only 5.5 miles. It requires a team of 2 people to compete and starts up on a peak 5,800 feet called the Tit. Now here's the twist. Only one of the competitors starts there, either a skier or a snowboarder. That won't be me. And unfortunately, it won't be the hardman either. We've found someone special for this role. I'll tell you about that person in a minute. The other person is waiting down the valley on a snowmobile. In Alaska, they call them sleds. That will be me. Now here's the cool bit. When the skier or the snowboarder reaches the bottom of the valley, the sledder, in this case me, I have to match speeds and hand them a rope and tow them up the hill and slingshot them over down to the finish line. Now for my teammate. This person is a national treasure and, much to the producer's delight, is way more valuable than me. His list of achievements is longer than my arm. He's stood on the podium of World Cups. He's skied in the Olympics for Australia. And he has a moustache worthy of an English dignitary. So I have the great honour of introducing you to Australian Olympian and Aussie Racer's newest member, Anton Grimace. Anton wasn't to arrive in Alaska for another few days, so that left us plenty of time to head south to the beautiful coastal town of Homer to start getting prepared for this crazy race we've entered. Nature's spectacle drifted off into the night, and I appreciated it as most modern people do. This is a beautiful introduction to our Alaska experience. The trip ahead is going to be huge, so a good night's rest and a healthy breakfast is key to surviving the next 2 weeks. So we're here with my mate Sandy, another Sandy from Spy, Scorpion and Liat. He's pulled out his own skis for us to go and have a play on.
They're called sleds here in Alaska.
Oh, sleds. He's pulled his sleds out for our crew and us to go and have a play on. He's going to be a totally different beast. Unbelievable.
Right on, so kill switch right here, choke right here, tether right there, so emergency tether if you go off.
We'll be needing
you're wrecking. You won't be needing that at all.
Yeah.
Brake, might need that once in a while, but throttle right here. Most important thing to think about when you're riding is just keep your center of gravity low and your weight balanced, and use this strap, to pull. So like if you, grab a hold and like lean really hard to that side, and pull up on it so you can carve up and around, go around and turn it. So
We should work it out then.
yeah.
Unfortunately, there isn't any snow around, so we're going to steal them to use at Arctic Man. I think the Alaskan Sandy knew we were pinching his sleds. It's all good.
America!
Righto, let's go and do some of that touring show stuff.
All right, my name's Neil Hillstrand, hang out here in Homer, Alaska. Owner of the Time Bandit, hanging out with Sandy from Aussie Racing. Nice to meet you.
Cheers.
Hey, mate.
No wonder Alaska has a ton of shows about it. The scale of the scenery is off the chart. Good thing for us, we've been treated to some special love from Polaris e-bikes. These guys understand the need to get around and have hooked up the Aussie Racer crew with some power-assisted e-bikes that are going to make things a whole lot easier. I'm at home of Spit in Alaska, and it's cold. Really cold. E-bikes aren't meant to replace a traditional mountain bike. Either are fat bikes. This beast just simply lets me cruise around where traditional bikes can't. I've never been able to ride a bike in the sand, and it's got studded tyres. I know what that's for. Sweet. This bike gave me so much freedom, I even managed to find time to do some touring show stuff on camera. So over behind me is the northern end of the Ring of Fire. That's a full stream of volcanoes that are still currently active. The tectonic plate goes all the way around to New Zealand, so basically we're connected to the other end of the world. And meet some famous people from a legitimate TV show.
Here we are, Homer, Alaska, where it all began. We're born and raised on the Spit. Eventually became a crab fisherman. Been crabbing since 1985.
Yeah, we chatted with Neil and his family about boats.
The old man himself, he designed it and had it built. We had the movie Time Bandit was on, and there's a bunch of little guys on there, and there's 5 of us boys, so he figured Time Bandit was a good name.
Yep.
Takes your time, that's for sure.
And we chatted about his children.
I got my 2 boys here with me, Axel and Philip. They've been recruited to the boat. I didn't want them to be fishermen, but they are.
And we chatted about crabs.
I know one pot can catch up to 100 king crab or 1,000 opies, because the opies are so small. But when you're catching that, you can load the boat in 2.5 days.
And then we had a better idea. We went back to his family homestead to experience the Hillstrand way of life. In true Alaskan hospitality, we were served up explosions, circle work, backwards circle work, and then some quality fireworks, all while stuffing ourselves with king crab and a host of locally acquired meats.
Yeah! Get in. Get closer. I'm getting close, dude. Down there. Stop there. Stop there.
The locals show amazing hospitality, and Neil, Sue Gale, and their family are a great example of people who've become lifelong friends on this journey. You might remember back in the gravity episode where we did the downhilling and the dragon boating. I can't swim, so the crew have all decided that this is the best place for me to learn in the icy waters of Alaska. I'm not too sure how I'm feeling about it, but I know it's not good.
First time I went in here, I got pounded hard. Really hard, like face first into a rock, cut my forehead open. It was pretty brutal.
I haven't swum ever, really.
So I've got some of the best memories of my life, some of the worst memories of my life on this beach.
It's hard to imagine he's gonna get any of his best memories, but we'll see.
maybe he'll get smashed, and then a bear will come out. And he'll
I'm
be
nervous
like, oh,
as
bear.
all hell.
And he really wants to see a bear.
Did you ever have any experience or something like that when you were young that caused this to happen?
I can't remember, but yeah, I was really young. There was something to do with water, but I was really young, so. Yeah, this is it. Let's go suit up.
What I've seen, what I've done, what I've wanted is always been home. And I've pushed, I've blamed, thrown myself into the flames, but it never got me far.
Our captain is a passionate Alaskan surfer and photographer, Scott Dickerson. He offered to take us out to one of his special surf spots tucked away at the foot of Bear Glacier. The thing with Alaska is there's hardly any roads, so access to most areas you need to go by air or water. Personally, I couldn't think of a more beautiful way to do this. Here we are, 9 o'clock at night in the middle of nowhere, Bear Glacier over the back. Our captain's just decided he needs to go for a surf, so surf it is. As you can see, the steam.
Oh, it's so cold.
He's telling me he's sweating in here. Just one more test to show how good this wetsuit really is. No chance.
This is what we call personal hot tub. It's like peeing in your suit for 5 minutes.
Anyway, back into today and me jumping into the Bering Sea. Look how fat my fingers are. The only thing this doesn't have is a heater. This piper's got so much warmth coming out of it. Josh paddled in to go and film from the beach, while Petri did his best to comfort me in these troubled times.
And it's cold in there.
Scott, is this board the one I'm using?
Maybe not, but.
I think you can figure out how to get in. It's whether you can get out. That's the real question.
Oh, it's time.
For real?
This is Surf Alaska. The suit's sort of warm. The water is definitely not. Eventually, we were in the break, and all I can say is I wish those shots were me. Scott was effortless on the waves, and this environment makes it seem almost surreal. This is not a side of Alaska I was expecting to witness. Why am I running around on a beach in Alaska? Because that water is so cold. I started to lose feeling in my toes and fingers. I thought I'd best get the blood pumping a bit. I don't like being cold, or being in water. So this is like the perfect combination. My heart stopped when I jumped off that boat. It's like the worst feeling. Now I've got to get back to the boat too. And of course, the paddle back had to take about 1,000,000 years. The others just kept surfing, as surfers do.
How'd you go, Sandy?
I've never been so happy to see the Surf Alaska boat. I only got like 2 or 3 waves. The first couple of waves, I just got smashed to pieces. I can't feel my face. Oh, ew. At least Nicolette from the crew was here to keep me company. Oh, how good's that? They're still out there paddling around. Crazy. All right. I need to just,
I'd say he had a good first session, especially considering he didn't know how to swim this morning.
I've always had a long-standing fear of water. Coming here with my friends to experience this is giving me a mere taste of what a surfer's utopia is. This has been an amazing and predictably humbling experience. I have absolute respect for today. This year's been around one of the warmest winters in about 40 years. So when I flew into Anchorage, there's normally around 4 to 6 foot of snow, and this year there's been absolutely nothing. So it was really surprising, and everyone I've spoken to has just said it's been a hot winter. And because of the warmth, we've arrived in Anchorage with still no snow, but there is a special treat waiting for us. So we've just shown up at Alaskan Snowmobile Salvage. These boys, Todd has brought in his Charge Vette, and his buddy's brought in his Camaro. These things are crazy. This is just American muscle everywhere. I love this place. It's epic. The American car laws vary between states, and in Alaska, you couldn't just throw a supercharger on any car. A few years ago in Alaska, they got rid of emission laws, and that opened the door for engine tuners to basically do what they want in a roundabout way. This Vette's got a standard 350 block with forged internals and custom-cut pistons. Todd's letting me have a drive, and it's amazing how linear the power is. That's so much instant power. Instant. Yeah. What transmission? Turbo 400?
350.
350.
Yeah, it's race tranny. ATI built it special for this car.
Yep, nice.
Got to.
Now Todd's behind the wheel. He's gonna chauffeur me back. Have a little fun. I'm being too polite with Todd's car, so he's stepped back in and is taking us home the long way. Oh wow, that's epic. Just power on tap. And so smooth. Oh, that's, yeah. Thanks, mate. That was awesome.
Man, absolutely, brother. Freaking fun, man.
Let's get in and build some sleds.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
This is a true workshop. We probably won't even find Sandy by the end of this. He'll be like sleeping under a carburetor or a clutch or something like that, cuddled up to it, as he does.
This is the back of Todd's yard at ASS, Alaskan Snowmobile Salvage. Sleds everywhere. Bikes, he does bikes as well. He does everything. I don't like clowns. There's this old Luxo cruiser. Feel like I'm riding a Goldwing. So this is Todd, who owns ASS, and he's been whipping up the race sled for Arctic Man. Sick!
So snow machines are designed to take a pounding. This particular ride's got a A-arm front suspension with custom tuned shocks. We chose Fox float shocks
No springovers, lightweight, easily tunable, set to run fast. So the rear suspension is a huge factor on this sled, getting it set up right for this race. Hidden underneath there is the parashocks, one for the front, one for the rear of the suspension, both adjustable on preload and compression. It's set pretty stiff, hopefully it works well. We've chosen an 1.25" by 120 track. Could have probably gone with a 1-inch track, depending on track conditions. Sandy likes to ride fast, but you don't want him to wash out. He definitely needs some traction, getting crazy hauling Anton up that hill. So snow machines are equipped with centrifugal clutches. Basically means the faster the engine spins, the harder it engages. This sled engages at about 4,000 RPM and builds speed from there up to about 85, 90 mile an hour. All Sandy is gonna have to do is squeeze the throttle and game on.
And game on it will be. But for now, it's shed time. There's still a bunch of work to do with all of the sleds. This is your girl's sled, yeah?
It is, yeah. Sarah that you just met.
This is his girl's sled. We're pinching it. We're pimping it. Finding parts for the sled had us all on a mission. That gave me a chance to look around. We're walking around in the back of the ass while Petri was trying to be helpful.
The shock will rotate on this little axle, so we need a bushing to take the spacing from there down to there. It's called a DU bush, and it's called a box of junk. So let's get into it.
How good's this? First time working on a sled.
So here you look through them too. I'm gonna keep going on the high facts.
That's a fresh DU also. Oh. Bushes are found.
Beautiful. Not you, mate. The shock.
This guy.
I haven't mentioned the crew are playing the game of life, which means they have to do push-ups every time they say the word mine. We've added the F word to the mix, so things have stepped up a little.
I'm really glad I'm not playing.
That's not on, so we suckered Todd into playing also.
Sweet, mate. This looks good. And I said, you know why? Because we don't f around.
It worked a treat. Our cameraman Kit's an exception. He's just had shoulder surgery. We've made him do one-legged squats instead. So we're just putting together the tow bar here to tow Anton from. We're going to make it a couple of different positions. I haven't migged aluminium for a while, so it's not looking so good, but let's see if we can attach it properly.
He needs to redo this. No, it's good, it's good.
This is Dove. She's going to be riding in the girls section.
I'll work out a little frustration anyway.
There's so much in this, it's the same as car racing. If you haven't got your gearing right, you're going nowhere. Becoming the Aussie racer sled. Looks mean. A couple of days of sled work came to an end. I love that feeling of being done. We've just got the last couple of pieces of wrap going on here, and then we should be able to get this demon loaded and ready for Arctic Man. Can't wait.
Hi, welcome to Arctic Man 30 years. My name's Beagle Jarvis. We are here in the Hoodoo Mountains in beautiful Alaska, basically in Summit Lake.
Here I stand with an awesome backdrop, RV set up, skidoos ready to go, and I'm going to be racing the Arctic Man in a couple of days, so couldn't be happier. Thought I was going to be sitting on a beach somewhere.
We're going to head out and do some towing. See how it goes.
And I couldn't slow down enough, and that's the result.
Make sure he gets a hold of it. That's what I'm worried about. Yeah.
Be really scared for a bit. Be flat out for a bit. Be sort of cautious for a bit, and then hold a pin to the finish line.
But we get on stage, people throw their money down, I think.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Australia. Here they are.
Damn, that Aussie
Aussie racer guy and won again.
For our second part of Aussie Racer's Alaskan Challenge, we make it to the epic event called Arctic Man. And you'll ride with us where we go from no snow to too much snow. We'll see you all then. So it's 12:30 in the morning. Todd's been going like an animal on this thing for hours. So hopefully we're nearly done because I need some sleep.